Hey guys, so today we're going to get back into my Super Sentai adaptation series, and today we're going to be tackling a very good Super Sentai, a Super Sentai that I really like the suits for, not so much as Zord's, but we'll get to that later. Lupinranger versus Patoranger. Yes, I'm going to be adapting into Power Rangers, and it's going to be called S.P.D versus Grid Force, aka another extension of Time Force. If you guys are intrigued by that title, wait till we get past this intro, so yeah. Also, I just want to say that I want to apologize to you guys. Last week was a really good week for content, but it's like I was kind of posting videos just to post them because I didn't have any ideas. This week, we're back at it with the creative videos again, starting off with this one. So, yeah, let's just hop right into it. And, yeah, thanks for watching. Wait, we're not at the end. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post a mirror go live on this very channel. Leave down in the comments below your favorite S.P.D or Time Force Ranger and why down in the comments below, because I don't know and have a conversation debate with you guys. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Remember, you're in the zone, the superhero zone. Cue it. You're in the zone, the superhero zone. Cue intro. Hello and welcome to Superheroes 101, where the Super Ring is never done. My name's Xavier Lee, for those of you who don't know me, and I'll be your host. And yeah, welcome to this video. I want to apologize in advance because my camera is still doing that like jumpy thing. I do not know how to fix it, so you guys are going to have to deal with it for a little while longer. So yeah, again, y'all know the drill. Y'all have been here before. If you see me looking down at my iPad, it's because I have notes on here. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. Lupinranger versus Patoranger adaptation, like I said in the beginning of the video to kind of draw you guys in, is called S.P.D versus Time Force, or S.P.D versus Grid Force. Grid Force is going to be this new extension in the Time Force, agency. So basically the main premise of this series is that S.P.D and Time Force in like the future, since we're coming up to S.P.D in that 2025 year slot, we're going to be focusing more on S.P.D. We had S.P.A. in Once and Always, but this time we have S.P.D. back at it again. And instead of, B Squad or C Squad, this is going to be A, B, C, D, E, F Squad, right? F Squad of S.P.D. is going to be a whole different Ranger team. It's going to be the Patorangers, aka the red, green, and pink Rangers of this team. And then the Lupinrangers are going to be the Grid Force or Time Force Rangers. So basically, Mistress Vile and Dark Spectre in the comics recently have been wreaking havoc. So why not bring it into the main series, right? This is going to lead to a cataclysmic world earth-shattering event that includes all of the hosts or all the people that have been corrupted by, Dark Spectre, including Lord Draken, which I included in my first video, which was not Zenkaiger. It was part Zenkaiger, part the season that sounds like Zenkaiger. I'm not remembering it right now. Anyway, that was like a Beast Morphers continuation over in that one, so go check out that video. I will link it in this video. So yeah, so basically we're going to lead up to some earth-shattering, multiverse-shattering event. So basically, Mistress Vile is going to be going through the Power Rangers timeline, picking off Ranger teams one by one, and the Grid Force Ranger team is going to be in charge of extracting these Ranger teams before Mistress Vile can get to them in order to preserve Ranger history. Jen Scott is going to be the mentor in this season, kind of like she was in Hyperforce. And the reason why the Hyperforce Rangers are not going to be in this season per se is literally going to be because they're going to get a comic coming out explaining how they're still dealing with the Alliance leader and how Hyperforce ended, right? If you want to see my full review on Hyperforce, I also did a video on that, so go check that out. So yeah, so the Hyperforce Rangers out of order. So Jen Scott recruits the cadets she next train, which are Wyatt the Red Ranger, Abby the Yellow Ranger, and Liam the Blue Ranger. Wyatt is, let me give you the ethnicity of the character. Wyatt is Japanese American. He is one of the first Asian Red Rangers. We had Mara from Hyperforce. Now we have another one. Abby is white. She's Italian American. I know that matters. And then Liam is black. So yeah, just wanted to get that little bit of information. So yeah, they're going to be going back in time to you know, extract these Ranger teams. But here's where the versus comes in. S.P.D does not agree with Time Force meddling with past events, no matter how cataclysmic future events get. No matter if these villains went back in time to, you know, mess up the timeline, because they feel like the Hyperforce Ranger team, along with the Time Force Ranger team, messed up time when they went back in time to, you know, fix issues such as, you know, Rancid going back in time Force, and other situations like that, right? They feel like they interfered too much and messed up with time, so SPD is not all with it. So they created their Ranger team of Rangers, Axel, Katie, and Jacob, in order to combat these other Time Force cadets that will be going back in time to help trying to save these timelines. So yeah, the main conflict is literally going to be these SPD cadets trying to stop the Time Force cadets from, you know, meddling with any Rangers from past or previous timelines or other dimensions or other planets, you know, back in time. So yeah, that's where the SPD versus Time Force aspect comes in. So yeah, the mentor of the SPD team, I said it was going to be Anubis, Doggy, Kruger, but at this point in time, I'm pretty sure Sky Tate is now like the head honcho of SPD Earth branch, so I think he's going to be the mentor, and Kruger is going to end up being like the main CEO head of SPD. So yeah, I wanted so for the SPD Rangers, I may end up making that JJ Oliver. Hey guys, editing Xavier here. I just wanted to cut it in and say that JJ is supposed to be the Green Ranger, not the Red Ranger, even though I say he's going to be the Red Ranger in this series. Axel is the Red Ranger, but JJ is the Green Ranger. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, okay, bye. Just to add him into the story, I know he's the SPD Green Ranger from and he's with the B Squad Rangers from the actual SPD show, but I feel like it would just make more sense if he got to be another Ranger. He's a top cadet, so scratch Jacob. He is scratch Jacob. That is JJ Oliver in there. So yeah, JJ is the green SPD Ranger. Sorry, this is a little clunky, but yeah. So basically, they're going to be trying to stop Mistress Vile, along with, you know, allying with Rangers. The SPD Rangers are not going to agree with it at first. Their Red Ranger, Axel, is not going to be for it. He's not going to like it at all. And he's going to keep sending his team to fight after them. But after a while, they're going to get a 6th Ranger, because we know the 6th Ranger in Lupinranger versus Patoranger was the same person. In my universe, he's called Frankie. He is, you know, the 6th Ranger, and he starts off on the SPD team, but he realized what the Time Force Rangers are doing is to preserve the entire Power Rangers multiverse, so he goes over to them, but playing double agent with the SPD Rangers. So yeah, they go back and forth until Frankie gets found out as a traitor, and then he quickly retreats off to the Time Force Rangers, or the Grid Force Rangers. And yeah, and that's when, you know, these different character arcs, starting off with Katie. One more time, I'm so sorry. I forgot that Katie was the name of the Time Force Yellow Rangers. Of the Time Force Yellow Ranger. Kayla is the Pink Ranger's name. So I say Katie, I mean Kayla. So yeah, back to the video. Katie, our Pink Ranger, she's the heart of the team, and she starts to bring the idea that maybe Frankie was right about the Time Force Rangers saving past timelines before, you know, Mistress Vile interferes with them, and screwing up time is a good thing versus, you know, us trying to fight them on that. So she goes and joins their team, and then it will slowly be a piece by piece. Liam will go next, and then Axel is very stubborn. Like, his character is very stubborn, and he'll finally bend and then join their team, you know? And then they'll fight as a group to, you know, bring balance to the multiverse. But that's not going to happen, because I'm planning on doing a whole, like, earth-shattering multiverse thing. I know my Q Ranger thing, you know, if I were adapting Power Rangers was like, it's technically debunked thanks to Cosmic Fury. But, like, you know, this is my universe. This is my multiverse. We're going to, we're going to mix it up, you know? So at the end of Dawn Brothers, that's what it's called. I did a video on Dawn Brothers of how would I adapt that and Zenkaiger, combining them together. Go watch that video if you haven't already. Blaze and Roxy are the yellow and red Rangers. And they're the two that end up escaping, and their base was like left in ruins thanks to like Lord Draken, I'm pretty sure, or Lord Draken's son, the evil JJ from the Cornless universe, is what I created. So yeah, and then, you know, Mistress Vile is going to hit this team hard, right? And same thing that happened with the Dawn Brother Rangers. Only 3 of them are going to make it out without injuries unscathed, and that is Wyatt, Katie, and JJ. The rest of them are in Time Force headquarters in the future getting treated, while these 3 Rangers go off powerless and on their own. And then they somehow in the future they meet up with Blaze and Roxy, and then, you know, all 5 of those Rangers, when they meet, they, you know, protect each other, look out for each other, and look for other Rangers that can help them on their mission, because, you know, this mission is getting treacherous. They had the evil son of Lord Draken, JJ, and now they have to deal with Mistress Vile and Dark Spectre, and the Dark Spectrified version of Lord Draken from the comics. So yeah, and they have to figure out how to do this, and this is ultimately building up to like a Q Ranger team of 10. So yeah, these Rangers are gonna soar above the rest, and then, you know, join. They're gonna create an alliance, right? Wyatt from the Grid Force Ranger team is gonna end up, you know, providing the time ship that they're gonna be able to go back in time and find different Rangers in different situations. And I feel like that's where I'm gonna end this particular series off. I plan for this to be a two-season series. I don't know if Hasbro wants to pick this up, you know, hire me, because I will write it. I would love writing this. So yeah, and then I was gonna say something else, but yeah, then you know, the earth-shattering event, you know, the multiverse is slowly cracking again. You know, this is kind of like a second Shadow Grid with Lord Draken, but instead of, like, you know, the grid just cracking, the grid is cracking, but Dark Spectre is slowly cracking through. And we know if Dark Spectre gets a host, everybody's screwed. So yeah, the Rangers trying to fight the clock, beat the clock, quite literally, in order to find this team. And then the Hyperforce Rangers are going to come in and help this team combat Mistress Vile, Lord Draken, Evil Lord Draken, JJ Oliver, and yeah, like, that's where we're gonna leave off. And also, we're gonna have a bit of confrontation in the future of this series, you know, with our JJ from the Patorangers, or the S.P.D. Rangers, versus the evil JJ. You know, they're not gonna. Our good JJ is not gonna know who this evil JJ is until he finally unmasks himself later on. And I feel like that would be like a cool reveal. So yeah, Hyperforce, I think I said, is going to be involved, and Time Force, when Jen is going to get involved a couple times. So yeah, but ultimately it's going to end up with, like I said, Wyatt, I think I said Wyatt, Axel, and JJ. No, Wyatt, Katie, and JJ are going to be the Rangers left over, and having to go to this other Ranger team with Blaze and Roxy to try to figure out what is going on in the Morphin Grid. And yeah, and that will lead into our next adaptation, which we'll get into next time. So yeah, I know this is a little bit janky. I didn't really talk about Zords this time because, you know, the Zords are literally just vehicles. And I feel like the Lupinranger versus Patoranger are kind of the Lupinranger versus Patoranger Zords are kind of a letdown in comparison to other seasons. So yeah, but they will have them. I don't think their Zords are going to be destroyed. I feel like their time ship should be a Zord. So yeah, I feel like that works. And yeah, I'm sorry that this is a little bit rambly, but like, I think I have a good idea of where we're going next. So yeah, back to like this hooded figure with this case of Qtamas, right? This case of Qtamas that this hooded figure is watching. He is watching this group of 5 Rangers. It's Blaze, Roxy, Wyatt, JJ, and Katie. They're all, you know, getting into the time ship at the end of the series, right? And this hooded figure is watching them, and he's like, ah, those 5 are going to be part of the chosen ones to carry these Qtamas and these Cosmic Fury is what I'm going to call it now, Ranger powers. So yeah, and obviously I think this would be happening in another timeline, you know, because my original plan for this series was for it to happen in the main timeline, but we're already getting Cosmic Fury. It still could happen, so let's pretend like it's still in the main continuity. So yeah, that's just my idea. That's just my idea. Who knows? Who knows if it would actually work? But yeah, leave down in the comments below what you think of my story so far. because I want to know, have a conversation and debate with you guys. But yeah, that's all I had to share with you guys, and I'm leaving you off on a cliffhanger of this. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post, premiere, or go live on this very channel. Leave down in the comments below your favorite S.P.D or Time Force Ranger. Leave it down in the comments below because I want to know, have a conversation and debate with you guys. Follow my Instagram and TikTok for the most exclusive superheroes one-on-one content. Make sure you go check out my part 1 of this series. How I would adapt Dime Brothers. I called it Mystic Power Rangers Mystic Fusion. This is Power Rangers S.P.D versus Power Rangers Grid Force versus S.P.D. I am super excited for you guys to watch this video. I hope you guys like it. And yeah, if you want more Power Rangers content or all around superhero fan related